Okay. How's everybody doing today? I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, and I am a visibility strategist. I am the CEO of Unity in Service, where people, I always say it, people need people. And I have decided to come on YouTube. This is the beginning, the first day of April. And what I've decided to do for me and my business is I've decided to kind of up my game just a little bit on YouTube. I am on various platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, but the majority of my clients or the people that input pour into my services comes from LinkedIn and Facebook. So I guess your question would be, well, what are your services? First of all, I am an event coordinator. And that means that I host virtual events. Since the pandemic, I host virtual events online, of course, so that people can connect, increase their network by tapping into our network. Our attendees and speakers also receive emails that are in the chat so that they can download those emails to your email list. Why? Because you cannot send out your your products and services unless you have somewhere to send them to. And you have to have emails on a list so that you can forward your products and services via email. Now, guess what? The flip side to that is emails are essential, but emails are not the only way for you to get your product and services in front of other people. Me personally, this right here, this cell phone, I call this my money maker. I call this my money maker. And cell phones allow me, I can use the Facebook Messenger. It allows me to use text messaging. It allows me to use WhatsApp. It allows me to use the cell phone for any social platform that I choose to use it for. Why is that? Because all of my apps are on the cell phone. And we take this cell phone with us everywhere we go. If we walk out of the house, if we get this cell phone, you know what happens? We go back and get it. Unless, of course, we are too far away. But it's so necessary, and it has become such a part of our life that once we walk out the front door and get in the car, we'll immediately realize that we don't have it. Why? Because the first thing we do when we settle in the car is we get the cell phone position so that if we need it, then we know that for emergencies or whatever, that we are ready to rock and roll. So most cases, people are not going to leave home without the cell phone. But again, this cell phone is my money maker. And by having all of the apps on my phone, I can use my phone when I'm out to dinner. I can use my phone when I'm watching TV, if I choose to. I can use my phone when I'm sitting in my car, waiting on someone to come out or waiting on somebody to service my car, waiting on whatever the case is, just sitting in my car. This phone is everything you need, and everything you need is in this phone. So if we're not maximizing our time by making sure those apps are on your phone, then you don't know what you're missing, because time for everybody right now is so valuable. I don't think that you can talk to too many people without them saying, I've been busy, or I'm busy, or girl, I've been so busy, or I have so many things to do. So what we have to do as entrepreneurs, and I'm talking to the entrepreneurs now, I'm talking to anybody really, but I'm mainly talking to the entrepreneurs. And what we have to do is what we call maximizing our time. And the way I maximize my time is I'm able to work this phone from anywhere that I go. Even when I go out to dinner, sometimes I go out to dinner and I eat dinner. I go with the intention of sitting there once I'm finished my dinner, lunch, whichever one it is, and they come clean my table up. I tell them when I go in that restaurant, I'll be here a while. Why? Because I'm in a nice environment of where I want to be at the time, and I know that that's a great time for me to just go sit there and just relax and work on my cell phone, which is my social media. And a lot of times people ask me, say, well, when do you sleep? Well, I sleep just like everybody else sleep. But it's just that I maximize my time by using my cell phone and having it on the ready wherever I go. If I want to upload pictures, all of us have photos in our cell phone. We can go to any site if we have that app on our phone and upload content. So another thing I hear a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for social media. You have time for anything that you desire to have time. And what I want to stress is that if we want to increase our skills, enhance our social media skills, we do have to work platforms. And we do have to change the old behaviors and definitely change the mindset, because the mindset is what's telling you, that old mindset is telling you, you don't have time. Well, if you don't have time to be visible on social media, then you don't have time to make money. I heard a lady say that today. She says, I just don't want to be sitting in front of the computer all day. And everybody on the platform in that little group was telling her, oh, well, once you really get the hang of it, you'll be on the computer all day and you won't even realize it. And that's why they say sometimes that, you know, when you're doing what you enjoy doing, it's like you're not working a day in your life. But when she said that she did not want to sit in front of a computer all day, I said to myself, I didn't say it out loud, but I said to myself, well, baby, you don't want to make money, because we have to work. We have to put in the work in order to get the results that we desire. And we have to put in the work if we want to be a better entrepreneur by sharpening our skills. And sharpening our skills, increasing our confidence, all of those things come through what? Practice, practice, practice. And we have to put in the work. And I always say, and I'm sure you've heard it, whatever we put in is what we get out. If we put in a little bit, we'll get a little bit out. If we put in a lot, then a lot will come back. And I know we know about that, what we call that, the law of attraction. Whatever your mind focuses on, it definitely expands. It expands. So if you think increase, then you're going to do the work that it takes to get the increase. You know, if you think success, you're going to do the activities that it takes for you to do the work to get the results that you desire. That's just the way it is, ladies and gentlemen. But again, I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, and I am a visibility strategist. And what I do is, again, I set a platform for entrepreneurs to speak, promote their products and services. Some people call it speak and sell. You can call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, if you are an entrepreneur, then you're selling products. Entrepreneurs make money. And the events that we host since the pandemic shifted us to virtual events. We have hosted probably over close to 50 events. And not to mention how many platforms I've spoken on as a public speaker, two-time winning public speaker. I'm also an international best-selling author, two-time international best-selling author. And I recently just wrote my own book, and the name of my book is In-Person and Virtual Events That Rock, 21st Century Tips, Strategies, and Processes. And I don't know, but you might want to go to Amazon and make a little small investment in that book, because the book has so much value in it that I'm sure that you're going to walk away with a lot more than you came with. And again, the name of the book is In-Person and Virtual Events That Rock, 21st Century Tips, Strategies, and Processes. So you can get that on Amazon. Just look up Dr. Patricia Rogers. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it took work to put that book together. And many of you, I'm sure, are authors, and you know how it goes. You know it takes work to get the job done. And I'm just excited about that. And what I did and why I'm on this platform today is because I have to step up my game with YouTube. I don't have to, but I choose to. I choose to. I'm on various platforms, as I said before, but YouTube, I have lots of content on YouTube because I save my content on YouTube and Vimeo. But as an entrepreneur, we have to have content. And just jumping on here, what does it do? Creates more content. Simple as that. Creates more content. And I can take this same video, which I will, and then once it downloads and all of those good things, what am I going to do? I'm going to share the link on Facebook. share it on LinkedIn, and get that information out there, because whatever I say here now, I'm sure somebody else can benefit from it. I listen to videos all the time, and it's so amazing the nuggets that we get out of videos, short videos that other people create, and we can learn so much from other people without even paying for it, just by listening to videos and the content that a lot of people share, and we always want to spend our time on things that's going to benefit us. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying all videos are good, but it depends on what you're looking for. But whatever we're looking for, I can tell you one thing, it's on YouTube. Whatever we're looking for, it's on YouTube. Even when I want to sharpen my own skills, I go to YouTube. I have people reaching out to me to do my YouTube all the time. But the cost that they're giving me with the knowledge that I already have about social media, I'm good. I'm good. I just take a few minutes, learn it myself, however long it takes, learn about the features, because I know the basics, but I got to learn the features and what the features do that will enhance that video and that will assist me in getting that content in front of more people on YouTube. But at any rate, I love videos, always have. I've always been in love with photos ever since I was a young girl. And so when I came into this arena, I kind of came fully loaded, especially after leaving corporate America, working in law enforcement 29 years. I retired as a corrections lieutenant. And back in 1994, I remember we had to use those computers. And I used to use my typewriter all the time, type real good, but when they told us that we are transitioning to computers, boy, I tell you, I cried. I cried. My son talks about that sometimes. He says, Mama, you remember when the computers came out and you had to stop using the typewriter and learn how to use a computer? You used to be in the room crying. I said, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. He said, but now today, Mama, he said, you teaching us how to use some things about technology. And he's right. And this is what happens when we're committed to being the best that we can be, doing the best that we can do, and learning all that we can. And what I do is when I learn how to use a system, because these are systems. And when you know how to use these systems, what does it do? It assists you, and you're able to run your business more smoothly. And so I love systems. I love systems. And most importantly, I love learning what I need to learn about the systems. Why? Because they make things so, so, so much easier. And just to tap on systems, sometimes I know people say, well, I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for that. Do they have the first thing come out of their mouth? Do they have a free version? Well, everybody has a free something. But the bottom line is I tell my clients or people that I know when they come out like that and say that, I say, hey, those people got to pay their bills too. So if we're looking for free all the time, we got to change that mindset, because these systems, these people took their intellectual properties and they put these systems together so that we all can have a smoother journey as entrepreneurs, as well as anything else that we're trying to achieve. So why not pay them for their services? Because we're using their platforms to make money. So why not pay them for their platforms? So sometimes, again, it just goes back to changing our mindset. And I just really jumped on today because I wanted to just leave a few nuggets. I don't know who may hear this, but whoever hears it, I'm going to go back and listen to it myself. How about that? I always say, whatever I say, it comes to me first. It comes to me first. And then I share it out, because if it helps me, then perhaps it will help someone else. But I just wanted to jump on and leave a few nuggets. And of course, I made a commitment to myself. Today is April the 1st, and I've decided to come on YouTube 30 days for the entire month of April. So sometimes I come on, you will see me just talking to you with just me. And then I have a podcast called The Spotlight's on You. And then on that note, I'll be also interviewing some of the speakers. I've had tons and tons and tons of speakers on our platforms. And I've already notified some, and I'm going to be interviewing some of the speakers because I do have a podcast. But again, all of these things are good and in place, because at some point in time, you're going to need these things that we set up, or whatever it is that your goal is. We're going to need it. So I always believe that preparation is the key to my success. And of course, if you would like to have an interview, reach out to me. I'm going to put all the information in this description, and I would love for you to reach out to me. And let's connect. Let's connect. If you're a public speaker, reach out to me. Let's connect. I'll put my calendar link in the chat, in the description as well. And again, we host virtual events. And if you're not networking, you are leaving money on the table. And I know a lot of times we just post content on social media and think that's enough. Well, it's not enough. It's not enough. You got to pick up the phone sometimes and do your follow-ups for sure. For those people who you have phone numbers to, because people rarely give out their phone numbers. And then as far as emails, you can send emails out, but guess what? Everybody's not checking their emails. So then, therefore, that's why we had to use the text. You may catch some over here on the text, some on the email, but everybody's on different using different vehicles, and everybody's on different platforms at different times. But I'm going to say this. We have about 4.5 billion or more users on social media. And I always say to people, you got to go where the people are. And I hear people saying, oh, just learn one platform. Well, that's fine. That's fine for you. But as for me, people are everywhere. They're on it. We have at least approximately 15 or so platforms. I'm not on all of them, but I am on as many as I can handle. And that's at least 4 or 5. And now I will say this, because you're on several different platforms, if you choose to, you're not going to spend the same time on all platforms. You're going to spend most of your time on the platform that's bringing you the most benefits that will contribute to your business. Okay, well, basically where your prospects or clients or connections are coming from. But what I do is keep my face in the crowd on TikTok. I keep my face in the crowd on Instagram, because the events that we host, I always ask that question. If you came from TikTok, if you saw this event on TikTok, put TikTok in the chat. If you saw the event on Facebook, put Facebook in the chat. If you saw it on Instagram, put Instagram in the chat. And what I'm discovering in LinkedIn, so on and so forth, what I'm discovering is I'm getting people, I'm getting somebody from every platform. And that's a bonus, because that lets me know to keep doing what you're doing. Even though I may not be on all platforms the same length of time, it's because I'm showing up when I'm showing up, whether it's a live, whether it's posted a video, whether it's just whatever, posting the content, an affirmation. The bottom line is somebody is seeing it. Somebody's seeing it. So do as much as you can do. But again, I can't stress it enough. If we have those apps on your phone, like I do, we use those apps on our phone. You can use your cell phone and go on social media anywhere. And it don't take about 10 or 15 minutes to make 2 or 3 posts on various platforms. It's so simple. And we make it so difficult because our mind, we don't want to change our mindset. Well, we have to change the mindset, because one thing about the mind is going to do what you tell your mind to do. So that means if you need a shift in your mindset, you got to tell your mind, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it this way, and we're going to do it now, or whatever time you just designate to get it done. So with that, I just wanted to jump on and test the waters today. Today is April the 1st, and happy April to all of you. And I do hope that you have a very productive month this month. What is it? We're going into the second quarter. So whatever your goals are, stand fast on them, stay focused on your goals, recognize the distractions when they come. And whatever you do, don't quit. Don't quit, first of all, dreaming, and don't quit. When the vision comes, you have to implement the process. I didn't mean to stay on that long, but I'm going to go ahead and go tomorrow. I think tomorrow when I'm going to talk a little bit about networking. Let me tell y'all how important networking is. Boy, I've had a ball. These 10 years I've been networking since retiring in 2016. And I've been working these organizations, being a member of communities and all of that stuff. Networking, you got to go where the people are. That's just the way it is. But at any rate, and you have to use the systems that are already in place. And some of them are free and some are for a fee. But if you want to succeed in your endeavors as an entrepreneur, or whatever it is that your desire is to do and to be, then I strongly suggest that you get up, you suit up, and then you have to show up, because everything you need is waiting on you to receive. I'm Dr. Patricia Rogers, visibility strategist, and I am the CEO of Unity in Service, where people need people. And my information will be in the description.